Joining me today is one of OKTAGON MMA's latest signings, the former IMMAF European and World Cup gold medalist, Cecilie Bolander, set to compete in a #1 contender bout now against Lucie Pudilová at OKTAGON 61. Cecilie, I imagine spirits must be pretty high right now, considering how things have ended up playing out.
Absolutely. I like I could not be more excited. Um I feel like it's a golden ticket. It's like I feel like this chance literally never happens on the girl side. Like it's normal for the guys going into UFC, coming out, wanting to continue their career. But it's not the same with the girls. They usually end their career or something like that. So yeah, I just feel very honored and like privileged and like I don't know. And like most of all excited. Like for sure when I got this news, I was like everything just like fall into place. Like everything was just like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for. This is like I just love everything about it. I was so excited. And it was kind of like before that news, I mean, you get excited for a fight, but when you get fights like these, it takes everything to a next level and it's just more in the yeah, it's just more to go and collect. So it's just more excited, obviously.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, yeah, let's get stuck into it. So obviously, at least from a media perspective, I don't know how it worked on your end, but at the start of the week, you're preparing to fight Sarah Smajic.
Yeah.
The fight falls out, and then we see, yeah, obviously Lucie Pudilová, former UFC fighter, OKTAGON MMA legend, um, yeah, is announced as your new opponent, and it's a #1 contender fight. So, what's your sort of what was your side of the week? How does it go? Like, when did you find out your initial opponent is gone, and when was this new name and this #1 contender status fight put in front of you?
Well, I guess I got to know the news of my opponent pulling out when it was about 3.5 weeks left. I think you had to like not quote me on everything because I live day by day, but um I think I knew about they were so professional. I like literally I hands down Octagon is like you nailed it. Like so I think after just a couple of days we got the call because it was two girls, I think they tried to get on board with this one and then one of her was one of the girls was Padlova, so yeah, obviously like easy choice. So yeah.
From what I've sort of gathered, you've had a bit of a nightmare getting opponents to actually sit down and agree to fight with you. I mean, you even released that short video on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Um, it was ever since the fight with Nina, basically, you've been out of
Yeah.
action.
No, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, um, like you said, I guess, like what's it been like to come to OKTAGON now, and they've got you the first fight booked, and that's fallen out, and then they've just been like, okay, you know what, we're not going to put Cecilia on the sidelines, we're going to get it
No.
back in here, and she's going to be in that contender fight now.
Yeah. No, w- I mean, obviously it's been back and forth like all year. And then just getting to the situation now and like as I said, like Octagon has been so professional. I've been loving it. Like I didn't really think like I never have that much like I guess excitement over something or like I don't know how to explain it, but like they've been really pulling shit off and like I am so thankful because as you said, like they could easily just put me on the side and like I haven't been fighting since Nina's fight and this is what my manager also told me like after this fight is going to be hard like you're kind of stuck in this like middle lane like where people want to fight you but they don't and then yeah, we just got stuck there. Like no one wanted that thumbs up for us. So I guess this fight makes, to me, a lot of sense. Like I'm like I just know that I'm on the level that I need to be. So yeah, it's just I'm very honored to being shown that I guess I don't know how to say it, like for Octagon to give me this chance. I guess it's like I'm very honored, and for me, obviously I know the work that I put in, so I I feel like I deserve it too. Yeah.
Just before we talk about Lucy herself, during that sort of, I suppose it was, yeah, 8 or 9 months of inactivity between your last fight and
Yeah.
now. What did you sort of do
I
to
think it's
stay
actually going to
stay?
be almost 11, to be
Wow,
honest. Like it's almost, I
that's
think between 10 or 11, because it was 4th of November. So it's like very early
yeah,
November. So it's like, it's been a long time, but it felt like it was yesterday. It's
yeah.
insane.
I mean, I was
It's
going to
very,
ask, how did you sort of stay motivated during that time? I guess maybe it has gone quickly, and I know like
yeah,
you were in Thailand for a bit, right? And
yeah.
doing a lot of things. So yeah, how did you sort of stay active and keep like sort of sharpening the tools that you got?
I think when you have the goals that I have, you kind of, when you know where you want to be, it's like my mental coach, it's like the girl on the other side is just another, like, it's just this step for you to get to that, like, world champion. Like, that's how the road goes. So I honestly, I'm not a very patient person, but I've been very patient. There's been a lot going on. So it's like, I feel like, as I said, like I felt like I fought yesterday. So I'm just, yeah, I'm just, I'm just very excited.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and now obviously in nearly a week's time, yeah, you've got this next fight. In terms of Pudilova as an opponent,
Yeah.
sort of were you someone who like were you familiar with her UFC career prior to the matchup? And how do you think you two sort of pair up as opponents?
Well, this is probably like the moment that my manager has like tried to prep me for like 2 years or something, because he always told me before that I need to start watching like girls and like the people in the UFC, because you're gonna get asked about it. And I'll be like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, um, but yeah, so no, I, to be honest, didn't know anything about her. Um, but I mean, you do a little bit of research and like you kind of try to figure out and like try to connect a picture to everything and like see what you think this opponent is like. And yeah, obviously we took the fight. So, I mean, doesn't it says it all? Like,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
100%. Okay, another sort of like way of looking at it then. You're like I said, we know your amateur pedigree and the sort of level of competition you faced already, but you are still 3 fights into your pro career, right? And you're set to face a former UFC fighter, 24 pro bouts under a belt. Um, do you think that all that sort of like, yeah, like we said, the amateur days, the fights with Sabrina, the last fight against Nina,
yeah,
fighters arguably on a similar sort of skill set, admittedly early in their career, Pudilova's much later in their career, but all of that experience, has that sort of prepared you for this level? For because bear in mind, there's the fight with Lucy, and then right after we've got a title shot, should there be a win. So these are two major fights coming up. Has all that sort of like yeah, prior experience or prepared you for these massive steps up?
I guess at the end of the day, it's the same job, it's the same setup. It's like you kind of like all these words are floating around and like, but it's the same job. It's like when you think about it, it's just like it's an octagon. I'm walking to the octagon. I'm getting in there and I'm doing what I do every day. So it's like, I mean, the fact that I'm just being given a chance to like, because this is what we do it for, to be honest. It's not like as cliche as it sounds, like you always want to win and you always want to like you kind of care about it to a certain point, but what really matters is like putting your heart on the line and like actually elevating yourself. And I know I fight the best when I fight the best. And usually athletes feels that way. When you fight someone that's worse than you, then you probably level down. And this is what I want. Like I want those high level fights, and I want to show myself that what I do every day, I'm actually being able to put on the line and like make it count when it has to count. And I think I am that athlete. I think I'm very much that athlete that is definitely the one that serves good when I actually have to, more so than in training, I guess. But I always do what I need to do, and I always stay prepared, and I'm always ready. So I'm, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess what's happened before, what's going to happen in my career, always like you always obviously think about it, but I mean, just the best place to be is like when you're fighting, and like that's the thing that you're going to do, and it doesn't matter, like I said, like it doesn't matter if it's her or someone else. Like I just need to go in there and do my job, and I know I'm good when I do my job.
Yeah, you're a fighter who sort of rises to the occasion, 100%. What one question I did have then, and I completely agree with what you've done. Every time you sort of stepped in there, you have risen to the level of the opponent needed. One interesting caveat with Octagon is their shows are such a spectacle. They have, these crazy walkouts, the lights, that it's more than just a fight. It's entertainment, right? Is there any sort of mental preparation you have to sort of go through so that moment doesn't because I feel like for some fighters, in fact you see it sometimes, people are overwhelmed by the moment.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of mental prep that you have to go through to make sure you're not one of those?
I guess I know. So I think sometimes I kind of like ask myself like, why am I this way? Because there's nothing really like I understand about it, but I just love everything about it. And I'm like, literally like now we can just be more people enjoying the same thing. So it's like, yeah, I don't, to be honest, I really don't see like the, if there is a negative side to it, I don't see it. Like you say, like you can get overwhelmed and shit, but I mean, for me, when I'm there doing my job, that's the most important part. So how am I going to get like overwhelmed over something that I've done before? But also, like, as the first time I stepped in the cage, I also had to do the job. So it's like, it's the same to me, but it's just way more fun. Like, it's more enjoyable, I guess, when there's more people. And I love that.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the mindset, I think Octagon is the perfect home for you right now,
Yeah,
because
I'm
they,
very
they
excited.
they will showcase all of that. I guess you've kind of mentioned already that maybe you don't look at other fighters outside of your immediate too much, but obviously there is no champion right now for Octagon. So should things go well against Pudilová, obviously you'll be fighting again for the title. Do you have any inkling of who that opponent would be for the title?
I think
Obviously,
that's set. I think that's set.
is it official? I
Isn't it?
did ask Scott, and he was very cagey on it before, but
I don't know. I thought didn't they say it in the Instagram post?
I
Let me
don't.
check. Let me check. I'm gonna check this
All
right
right.
now because I think they did. Let me see. I have it on my profile. Da, da,
Mhm.
da. That is a bantamweight division contender title fight. Blah, 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 blah. Mm. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out of the Octagon press officer before, but he wasn't really trying to. give me any details.
I really thought it was out.
Mm,
What? Oh, maybe it's someone else. I think maybe it's some else, like another post I saw, because I think like obviously like there are girls that are more fitted for that title fight than others,
yeah.
which is in the brackets. So, but I'm not gonna out anyone, but I know who I want to fight, and she's already said no to me once, so I guess like I know who I want to fight.
There's no way you'll tell me who that is.
Oh,
Uh,
I never kiss and tell.
fair enough. That's got me intrigued now. Okay. Then I want to go back to that last fight with Nina Milosevic.
Yeah, let's do
Obviously
it.
a fight that, I had a lot of vested interest in at the time, working with IMMAF.
Yeah.
And considering the amateur pedigree you guys both had, both IMMAF champions. When I watched that fight, your manager was nice enough to send me the full footage of it. Um, it really felt that you both rose to that occasion. Like that's the best I've seen Nina fight. And the
Yeah,
fact that
nice.
you defeated her in that, I think is massive testimony to both of you guys. Yeah, do you think that you sort of both brought the best out of you in that matchup?
Um, I will say no. In my case, no.
Hmm.
Both me and my head coach Emran, we both agreed on like it was a great show where we did like what we came here to do, but
Hmm.
it was just um technical wise, we're not happy and we're not like satisfied because we know we have a lot more to offer. But as I told you before, whenever I step into the cage, you're always going to see me give my all and like my heart. But technical wise, I'm not like, we're not happy with the fight in that sense. But
Okay.
um,
Can I ask what
I,
about your performance you weren't really happy with?
I guess like, obviously the one I'm happy with is like every time she comes in, I kind of like automatically just punch that cross and it lands like literally all the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I don't think I throw like one jab in the whole fucking fight, which blows my mind. Like, there's no, there's no real setup. There's no real like. It's just a fight, I guess. Like,
Hmm.
but I want more. Like, I really want to showcase like what I'm actually good for, and that I like. I got a reminder today that it's 3 years since I did my first competition,
Mm.
which was with IMF. And I mean, the level of the striking that I got now versus then is like insane. And I do like in the fight with Nina, yes, you can see like I kind of level up in a way, but I don't personally feel like that. I don't personally like feel like that's actually showcasing me in a true way. And yeah, I just I'm always before every single competition, or before every single fight, I always wish that this will happen, that I can really like get to showcase the things that I'm actually working on and things that I'm like starting to get really good at.
Yeah, I got that. But I mean, yeah, even still, from a fan's perspective, it was a lot of fun to watch.
It was like to fight it, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like like people don't know what's going on in a fighter's head while you're like in the cage, but like in that fight, like I was like the humor I had, like I don't even know. Like my best friend was on the side and he was like screaming like use your jab, and like in my head I was like answering him like yeah, that would be nice, like yeah, I would enjoy using that jab, but never happened. But But yeah, it was, I mean, the things that goes on in your mind sometimes is insane.
Yeah,
But
100%. I'm not
I
surprised.
mean, whatever gets the job done.
100%. Okay. One final question from me, and I mean, it's one I've asked you before, and it's one I probably will ask you again. But about Sabrina de Sousa, you guys fought on the amateur ranks in a really excellent fight. You sort of said before it's one of the first times that you really got to test yourself in MMA. I mean, is there some part of you that would like to run that one back in the pro ranks in the future, regardless of what sort of promotion you guys end up in?
Absolutely. Like, I think I've answered it before, and it's the same answer. Like, I really want that fight again. But I also know that part of our job is being good at the commercial stuff. So, and I know that's a high level fight, and I know that's a fight people want to watch. So I really want to make that fight count when we do that. So I don't want to go there now as this like half in, half out kind of like position I'm in right now. I do understand like I can do it. And then obviously we can create hype around it and also that. But I just know in my heart it's not the right thing for me. I know what I'm capable of and I know I can beat her. And yeah, I want to hold on to that kind of like golden ticket and just like enjoy it when it comes. Like
Yeah.
really. So
No,
yeah.
it's really one of those that you can imagine the two of you like at the very top of your game. Fine,
Yeah.
something like Adesanya and Pereira when they're fighting in kickboxing, you guys fighting in amateur,
Yeah.
and then they meet once again at the very top of the game. It is, yeah, it
Yeah.
does have that feeling to it.
I just want that build of like I don't want those because with Alex and when you have Adesanya and Pereira, you have like these like all these fights. There's not like one or two or it's a lot of fights, and I want that. I think it's even more special when you have that one fight. You have that
Yeah.
one fight, and then you kind of meet at the top, and you evolve your game and your skills and everything, and then you kind of like this ultimate like meeting on top, and like yeah, that's I guess that would be my dream position.
Mm.
Definitely having a fight like that.
100%. Yeah, I mean, fingers crossed. We'll see it someday. Cecilie, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for coming
Right.
on. I don't know if you have any sort of plugs or anything like that you want to, give a shout out to. That if so, the floor is yours.
Well, I absolutely want to give a shout out to my team. Ohana, Emran, Frederick, David, all of my guys, my brother who helps me through all my, I don't know, body problems here and there. And then yeah, obviously my family and friends are near and dear to me. And this time around I also want to give a shout out to Jack Hermansson, which has helped me. And yeah, um I'm just overall grateful for all the support that I have.
Awesome. Okay, that's Cecilie Bolander. Huge fight coming up. Octagon 61 against Lucie Pudilová for a shot at the vacant title. Definitely not one to miss. Cecilie, thank you for your time.
Thank you.